Smash that subscribe button for more Game Fury, Film Fury, and Food Fury reactions.
Salamence, Dragonite, Togekiss...
No, not Dragonite! What's up guys, it's me Ahmed, and today I'm going to be reacting to Game Fury's newest video. It just came out. It's called Why Flying Pokemons Can Actually Fly. This should be pretty interesting to watch. The original link is in the description. And also smash that subscribe button for more Game Fury, Film Fury, and Food Fury reactions. Let's go.
Alright, finally! I can't wait to hit the high seas!
Did Dogly animate this?
Ah, yeah! I'm king of the world!
Whoa there,
You
son.
are?
First time surfing, eh? Might want to be careful out.
Okay, it's not made by Dogly.
Pokemon to get hurt.
Yes, sir! Say, do you think Geico, our sponsor for today's episode,
Oh my
might
goodness.
be able to help?
I am skipping this, but thank you very much. It was a nice try, but no.
It's gotta catch...
Hold up, did the intro change? That is beautiful. Ah, fresh peach
Hello,
juice.
Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show where you just gotta catch 'em all. All the episodes, that is. How else are you gonna stay on top of FNAF lore? Or the science of Mario? Or whatever insanity the Dream SMP has
Man,
brought
Mario
us
looks
this
freaking
week.
badass
One of
here.
the longest running discussions in the Pokemon franchise is with the move Fly. I mean, if YouTube had somehow existed back in 1999, I'd probably be doing a Gen 1 theory trying to come up with some ridiculous explanation for how Doduo can use Fly despite the fact that it has no wings. Come to think
Okay.
of it, how Doduo can fly.
Yeah, that would be a nice,
For Pokemon
interesting
that
theory.
do have wings, there's still the utter absurdity of a tiny Pidgey being able to carry an 11-year-old kid around. Yeah,
True.
that deserves mentioning. Red's canonical age in the games is 11, according to the official game manual. Contrary to the anime saying that
You
Ash's
are an
age
11-year-old
know why
boy.
they made it a difference. Anyway, an average 11-year-old kid is 81 pounds or 37 kilograms, which means that poor little Pidgey at 4 pounds or 1.8 kilograms has to carry over 20 times his own body weight. Ain't gonna happen.
But if it
So
was
it's almost
struggling,
logical inconsistency, and
then
to
obviously
replace
it wouldn't do it.
Party and
So it doesn't
slots
struggle.
on HMs,
There's magic
and
going on there, you know?
Recent generations have moved away from the old model of using HMs to teach your Pokemon to fly, surf, or rock smash their way through the world, and replace them with Poke Rides, where Pokemon outside of your party function
That's
as
true
rental
in
service
Sun and Moon,
vehicles able to be
which I only
summoned
played a
via,
demo
kinda
of.
like
Bruh.
Pokemon World's equivalent of hiring an Uber. A Woober, I guess? In the case of flying, it started with
Nope.
the Charizard service.
Not anything like that at all.
Latest Gen, Sword and Shield, the entire region is covered by a flying taxi service of giant Corviknights who will carry you
Wow.
around in a cab like the world's scariest cable car. But does the world building here really hold up? Sure, a giant armored bird hauling you around
When I
makes
first,
a lot more sense than a full-blown
rode a
Pidgey,
cable
but
car,
it
I
actually
freaking
worked.
cried.
I mean, this thing is holding up.
It was way too
multiple
high up.
people. We're shown both in the games and in the anime's Twilight Wings miniseries that the Sky Taxi has both
I never
a
played
passenger
that,
and
or watched
a
that, sorry.
cabbie. Besides that, in the game we know that flying taxi cab driver is a profession from the existence of the cabbie trainers who fittingly use
Corvus
flying
Squire?
Pokemon. So could a Corviknight, based on the physical characteristics we know about it, actually carry that much weight? Or are we better sticking
Probably.
with the Charizard mounts like they do over in Alola? Probably the best way to start getting a handle on how much weight a bird can carry is to look at examples. In the real world, the record for weight carrying capacity is held by a bald eagle that managed to lift a deer that weighed 15 pounds, or 6.8 kilograms.
What the
Bird of
frick?
prey,
That's
or
real?
like bird of prey that he doesn't see ya.
Holy
I've also
shoot.
seen videos of eagles trying to snatch up human kids, like a wedge-tailed eagle who
Huh.
was the subject of a viral photo when, according to the park, the eagle, quote, made contact with an audience member. Yep, sinking your 2-inch talons into a small child and calling it making contact. That, my friend,
And it's
is
grabbing
what you
him
call
by
some
its hoodie.
PR spin. There was even a New York Times story about an eagle who tried to carry off a Scottish baby from its mother. This was back
Holy
in 1926.
moly.
Apparently, eagle snatching was just a lot more common back in the day. But all of that being said,
I can't believe that.
I can't believe you!
Lift may be impressive for a bird the size of an eagle.
And if you do, then screw you. What do you want from us, eagles?
Raspy-voiced preteen. The eagle has an impressive wingspan of 6.6 feet or 2 meters, and at 3 foot tall, 0.9 meters, roughly the size of a toddler, the eagle is certainly a massive
Okay.
bird. However, it is teeny when you compare it to the massive Corviknight, which is reportedly
Obviously.
7 foot 3 inches tall, 2.2 meters, over double the size.
But still, how can it carry a cable car, let alone people in them?
You know that piece of knowledge that
Keep a
everyone
car with
seems to
people in
have
them.
that ants are really small but can carry anywhere between 50 and 5,000
That
times
always
as much weight?
fascinated
Well,
me.
we want to know which birds are capable of doing similar feats. And when you look at it this way, the great horned owl is the winner, able to lift around twice its own weight. That's a bird with a 4.1 foot or 1.25 meter wingspan and weighing in at 5.5 pounds.
How do they do that?
5 kilos, able to carry about 11 pounds.
I mean,
or 5
seriously,
kilos.
how?
So again, double its own weight. Looking at data from these
Double.
and other birds, there seems to be a rough correlation that for every 1 foot of wingspan, a bird can carry around 4 pounds, including both the load it's carrying plus its own body weight. Or, if you use the much cooler metric system, it winds up being a ratio of 6 kg.
I love the
per
metric
meter
system.
weight. But that doesn't quite
Because
tell us
I
the
grew
story,
up with
because
it.
Remember, birds generate lift by flapping their wings. Ergo, the larger the area of your wings, the more lift you generate. And if you double the length of
Makes
a wing,
sense.
you're probably also increasing its width as well. Remember, basic
True.
geometry tells us that if you double the dimensions of a square, you're actually quadrupling its area. What this tells us is that if Corviknight is 2.4
I remember that in
times the
math class.
wingspan of a bald eagle, its wings aren't just 2.4 times as big, they're actually 5.76 times as big, and therefore capable
Okay.
of lifting 5.76 times as much weight. This means that if an eagle is capable
Okay.
of lifting 29 pounds, picking up a 15-pound deer plus its own body mass of 14
But it would
pounds, then
struggle
Corviknight
doing
should
so.
be able to lift a mass of, drumroll please,
100?
167 pounds,
Okay.
75.75 kilos.
That's
which
still
is
not
a
enough.
lot, until you consider that the flying taxi service is expected to lift a giant metal car along with two
Yeah.
human-sized passengers.
Not
And
gonna
that's
happen,
without
pal.
even factoring in Corviknight's own weight. According to the Pokedex, Corviknight, the black luster of its steel body, could drive terror into the heart of any foe. It has a steel
Makes sense.
body, which makes it one super thick bird. 165.3 pounds, or 75 kilograms thick, meaning that it can carry a mere 1.7 pounds extra before the payload gets too heavy for Corviknight's wings to carry. Forget carrying a Pokemon trainer, this thing can barely lift a football. But I can already hear you saying,
Oh,
"Matt,
now I get the
I'll
logic.
carry an
Because his
object
body's
that's
made out of
body
metal,
mass
so
and
he's
an eagle can
naturally
lift an object
very,
that's nearly equal to its body mass, then
heavy.
why can't Corviknight
And they don't
do
even
the same
struggle
thing?
in game.
Well,
That's what I want to
this all
address.
comes down to one of my favorite scientific principles, the square cube law. This is something that you might be familiar with if you watched my Ant-Man video over on
I
YouTube,
didn't.
where I explained that bigger isn't always better, and why he seems so clumsy when he blows himself up to be over 60 feet tall. I also mentioned it very briefly during my Godzilla vs. Kong episode a few
Square
weeks back,
cube
but
law,
here's the quick
huh?
explanation. Earlier, we
It sounds pretty
established that when
cool.
you double
Law,
the size of an object
you know?
along a single dimension, you actually get quadruple the area. A 1 by 1 inch square increased to a 2 by 2 inch square will have an area of 4 square inches.
Yeah,
However,
4 times the previous
area
one.
increases as the square of the length, the mass increases as the cube of the length, which is to say a 1 by 1 by 1 inch cube increased to a 2 by 2 by 2 inch cube will suddenly have 8 times the volume and therefore
Oh,
8 times
really?
the mass. What this means
Dang,
is if you take
I didn't
a bird and
know
double its
that.
wingspan, you're increasing the area of its wings and the weight that it can carry by a factor of 4, but you're also increasing the bird's weight by a factor of 8. The bigger
Damn.
the wings are, the more musculature the bird needs to be able to fly.
Hey,
with its
dumbbells.
wings, and
You
the
see
weight of
mine
the
there?
bird's own muscles increases
Maybe it's being
faster
blocked
than
by the
what
video
wings
itself.
are able to carry, which is exactly what we're seeing happening with Corviknight, with a weight that is just at what it should be able to carry. So well done, Game Freak, on keeping scientifically accurate with your Pokemon, but also shame on you, Game Freak, for not keeping scientifically accurate with your Pokemon world. By the way, this also explains some basic facts about nature.
Pokemon
The reason
world?
why most birds are small, and why the heaviest flying birds on Earth, the Cory bustard of Africa, weighs in at only 40
By the way, does
pounds.
any of you still play
Because
Pokemon
when
Go?
birds get too big and massive, their
I used to
bodies
have one of
literally
those.
can't support their own
Budgies.
weight due to basic laws of physics. And you see, that's the real twist here. This video isn't so much about which Pokemon can and can't be flying taxis.
A white
It's
one and a
more
blue
about
one, I
which
had
Pokemon
one.
can and can't
two.
actually fly. Corviknight is actually one of the few flying Pokemon that would actually be able to fly based on its Pokedex stats. Let's compare with our other flying taxi service Pokemon, Charizard. Using everything
Nice.
that we just covered, Charizard's wings should be able to support a weight of 103.5 pounds, or 46.9 kilos. And what's his weight in the Pokedex? Nearly double that. Almost 200 pounds. Forget giving people rides around Alola, Charizard shouldn't even be able to take off for itself. In fact, what we've discovered
True.
here isn't just a problem
It's
with
a
the Sky
fantasy
Taxi
world.
service.
How dare you!
It's a problem problem with flying Pokemon in general. Flying Pokemon are much more accurately classified as ground Pokemon, or should I say grounded Pokemon, all thanks to the Square Root law. So once we saw this, we went through the weight and size data for every single flying Pokemon in the Pokedex. Based on that, I've compiled a list of flying Pokemon that, scientifically speaking, should never be able to get their talons off the ground. Note here that I'm only including Pokemon that have wings. I'm not including Pokemon that just seem to mysteriously levitate or fly through the air like Gyarados and Rayquaza, which presumably...
I think, they do in the anime and it's very weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your non-flyable flyers. Skarmory, Aerodactyl, Tropius, Charizard, Salamence, Dragonite, Togekiss...
No, not Dragonite!
Therian form, Ho-Oh, and Lugia. And by the way, the Mega Forms also apply here. In other words, 1/10 of the Pokemon can't physically fly. Maybe there's some in-universe explanation for why some of these Pokemon can fly, despite the fact that, scientifically speaking,
if they existed in real life, then they would not be able to fly, just like chickens. The world record of a chicken flying lasted 13 seconds.
The air around it to create convection currents. Dragons and fairies have mysterious air-controlling powers. Or maybe I'm just making excuses for Game Freak at this point. Go figure, rock and steel types aren't...
Bro, what do you want from Game Freak?
Creatures that are expected
Is it because you're getting them back because their animations suck? I can't see any other reason.
More massive. The weirdest example on the list has to be Hoot Hoot. I normally think of Hoot Hoot as being a pretty small bird Pokemon, and in terms of physical size, it is.
What the frick? That's a bird? It's the first time I'm seeing it.
But apparently it weighs 46.7 pounds.
Just like Charizard?
A human toddler of that height would only weigh about 21 pounds, 9.8 kilos. I mean, what's up, Hoot Hoot? You've been pounding down...
Bro, I do not like the pound system.
Sorry, little bud.
Give me the metric system.
What, you gonna do something about it? What are you gonna do? I'll do something about it. Well, do something then.
Just aren't enough to handle your incredible girth.
Aww,
so how could we possibly fix Pokemon's transportation problem? Well, if you really wanted to create a Pokemon taxi service, paradoxically, the solution isn't to go bigger, it's actually to go smaller. As we know, one of the birds renowned for carrying
have more quantity.
Small. So the answer seems to lie
quality and
quantity. Flying Pokemon. The humble Pidgey, based on its wingspan, should be able to carry a weight of 7 pounds, which is actually 3 pounds greater than
very low.
In fact, if you look at the Pokemon in the category I like to call the Pidgey clones, the tiny little bird Pokemon that always seem to appear early game, Tailo, Starly, Pidove, Fetchling, Rookidee. The one that actually stands out here more than all the others is Fetchling.
It's like it's staring into my soul. Imagine the pupils being like dots. It would stare directly into your heart, soul, everything. I gotta get one of those balls.
That's not enough to lift a person, but if you get a flock of 100 fetchlings, each with their own little harnesses, suddenly you've got yourself a carrying capacity of 440 pounds.
No shoot. Of course.
Be able to transport a small sky vehicle and some human occupants, or you could just recreate this iconic scene from Hey Arnold.
Always wash your berries.
Hey Arnold?
And fly toward the sun.
And if that sounds like
I never watched that series.
That's outrageous.
It seemed way too weird to me.
Maybe the Pokemon universe should finally bite the bullet and, just invest in more airplanes. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. And hey,
did you forgot to put in the meme in there? Because there was a meme there. Because, usually you would put memes at the end by saying, that's just a theory, a game theory. Maybe he forgot it. I guess experts can also make oopsies. That was pretty fun to watch. I cannot wait to watch more Game Theory reactions, also Film Theory and Food Theory. If you also can't wait, then smash that subscribe button, then leave a like and activate that bell. And I will see you guys next time. Ciao!